Hey, everybody, I'm Richard Maxwell, and this is the Arcadia High School Music Programs Creative Musical Arts and Sciences podcast, CMAS, the podcast. This is a new format for us. Today is actually this episode, I should say, is our inaugural episode in this format. We're still working out some kinks and things like that, but pretty excited about it, and honestly really excited to see how this evolves. This first episode features some interviews with some students. We're truly at the very beginning of the year. As I record this introduction right now, we are on Friday of our first week. When this is broadcast at arcadiacmas.com and on our YouTube channel, we will have already done at least 2 shows this very day. We've had a lunch show, and we'll have had our 3 p.m. live stream, and we'll also have released our first EP of the year. And you can find everything and more at arcadiacmas.com. So anyway, sit back, enjoy, and thanks so much for tuning in and supporting this program and these students, and hope you enjoy it. Okay, so we are here with some students. We're talking about the beginning of the year. Why don't we real quick, why don't we go around and just kind of introduce ourselves and maybe what year in CMAS or maybe an instrument or priority or whatever you feel like sharing.
My name is John, and this is my 3rd year in the program.
My name's Madison. This is my 3rd year, and I play guitar.
My name is Joe, and this is my 1st year in CMAS, and I am more on the producer side.
Okay, Joe, I kind of want to start with you just because I'm curious. So you're coming to us from our sister program, basically, in tech theater. So you've been in tech theater for a number of years.
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years. So obvious, and you're still in tech theater. This isn't like you jumped ship or something like that.
Yeah,
So no. But this is important. This is my point. So you're heading into your senior year, and I'm wondering, you already do so much. How do we get lucky enough that you're now gonna be doing both?
Well, one of my big, hoorays, I guess, was that the fact that CMAS and technical theater partner up a lot. So they do the halftime show together. They have the singer-songwriter nights that I can be a part of and work a part of in both categories. I can help set up any kind of musical event and be really kind of like the bridge between them. So if you guys have any gigs you need anybody for, I can always talk to the teacher, and I'm always available.
So there was a kind of like a practical element to this. You were just kind of like, I'm doing this stuff anyway. Why not see a little bit of the other side of it?
Yeah, I also really found a passion into audio development and engineering, I guess is the word. I worked a lot with audio engineering in technical theater, being like the sound guy for running the entire auditorium, trying to figure out how to get everybody's voice. But something I did not get the hang of was live music. Figuring out how to mix instruments was definitely something I wanted to learn.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, it is a different skill set. It's not better or worse. It's just a different skill set. That's really cool, man. I'm glad you're here. I really am glad that you're part of things this year.
Thank you.
Just for funsies, why don't we just go Madison, since you're right next to him? But you've been around. I mean, your journey's definitely kind of awesome, but different.
Mm-hmm.
So senior year.
Mm-hmm.
What are we looking at here?
I don't know.
I gave you such a great lead in, and then you totally tell a senior who's been here for that many years. Like, that was the most senior CMAS thing you could have. Okay. But truly, what are you thinking? Because you know what? In all honesty, there is no reason you don't need this to graduate. You don't need this to fill your schedule. There's a million electives at this school. Senior year, why?
Well, I mean, I've always enjoyed music. It's always been a huge passion of mine. It's always been an escape for me in a sort of sense. And I don't know, especially being able to actually get out of my comfort zone and start playing in front of people.
But you've done some of that. I mean,
no,
you went to Nashville. That was actually kind of fun.
No, that's why I came into this program. That's why I'm still here, because I enjoy doing it.
Okay, I got it. And you're just trying to push yourself further.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, it was kind of interesting. There were some of you, and actually John similarly, you went to Nashville last year. We need to do a couple segments on Nashville, I think, at some point. But the short version is, somebody like you guys, you went to Nashville, and you were kind of doing multiple things for multiple reasons. Part of it is, Blackbird Studios is Blackbird Studios. Let's not kid ourselves. But I know some of it was also just getting to sit there in a room with somebody like Steve Marcantonio as he's running these sessions. The producer side of it um, that to me was a really cool thing to watch that group of you that was kind of like not just there for not that everything wasn't cool, but I mean just especially those of you that were doing both and to see the breakthrough. That was cool. John, what's going on with you, buddy?
I'm still enjoying the program a lot, and I'm trying to get the most out of this year because all the people I enjoy working with are going to graduate, with the exception of maybe like one or two people. So I just want to get the most out of this year and probably just, be with them and enjoy the last year that I get to see them every day.
Am I the only one who's now worried John's leaving his senior year and he's not going to be here? I'm a little. What's that about, John? That's just making me sad.
Leaving, like, not going to be here my senior year?
Yeah, you're
Well,
like,
no, I'm going to be here my senior year. I'm not leaving.
I know.
No, I'm going to join dance.
I still kind of want to, we've been talking about that. There is part of me that wants you to join dance. I just worry that Mrs. Putty might kill me if I encourage that too much.
Yeah.
But maybe not. I don't know.
I'll talk to Jay about it.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair. That's fair. We actually, that's actually a very good point. We've had actually several students. In fact, right now, Brooke, who's killing it in CMAS too, is also heavily into the dance program here at the school. There's a lot of interesting crossovers, actually.
Yeah.
We probably need to pursue that in some future episodes too. There's a lot of that, which I think is good. I think it's important. It's kind of interesting. So let's real quick. I know we don't have a ton of time, but I am curious. Like, do you guys have anything that I don't want to say you're like worried about for this year in the program, or even just in school in general? But is there anything that you're like, I don't know, maybe XYZ's never quite happened the way I would have liked it to, and because of that, I'd like to spend some energy on, I don't know, whatever, like creatively, musically. Are there any things that you've been like kind of like in the back of your mind? It's been something you really like, I really hope I can get that to happen?
I know with like my band here, like we just want to get more recordings done, and we want to just like have more material because we write a lot and then we don't really like get the chance to record it, and then it just kind of goes down the drain. And since most of us are in the same class this year, I think it's going to be a lot easier to get more stuff down.
Okay, hold on a second. Back up a minute, because I actually, and we don't have to go down the rabbit hole, and it's okay if this is the answer. Is it not gets a chance to record it, or is it more just organizing the session to get it to happen? Or it could be a combination of things, because we're doing a whole overhaul, like we're doing these episodes right now, but we have a whole overhaul of a whole bunch of gear because so much stuff's aged out, making it difficult to run some of our stuff the way we want. I'm not looking for any false
I think
compliments or anything. I'm just curious.
I think it's just kind of like we were all in the separate classes last year. Like we had, two of us were in CMAS 2, and then 2 of us were in CMAS 1, but the people that were in CMAS 1 were, 4th and 7th hour. And
the logistics of it were just
so we weren't able to write with each other as much. It was all after school, and then like
sense.
trying to record something like in our studio here was just kind of like we have to do it at separate times or after school,
Right,
during
which is
lunch,
hard.
It's a big commitment for some reasons at different times. So
Right. Well, and I mean, if you think about that from a practical standpoint, studio musicians talk about this all the time. People that do this professionally talk about it all the time. But you've got 52 minutes an hour, 53, right? Trying to develop just the general skills. What you're talking about is it's not that it's impossible. It's not, but it's not like hey, I'm thinking about this and tomorrow I'll have it kind of skill. That's not those kinds of things. Well, then I'm actually really glad we could solve that because that's been a big thing for me this year. We worked really hard. Our counseling department, I got to be honest with you, really kind of went to bat for us on a lot of things to do as much as they could to get those groups to stay, cohesive during the day. Because I do realize that can be part of it. Maddie, any thoughts on that?
Wait, what was the question again?
Just if there was I'm sorry, if Maxwell talking too much again. I'm working on it. I really am. I'm just failing miserably. No, the idea of like, are there things from last year or last years, in your case, that you're kind of thinking, I really want to kind of nail that thing down?
I mean, I've never really been satisfied with what I've gotten out of myself for this program. Like
In what way? Are you talking about
I-
as a producer or as an
no,
artist?
as
or?
an artist.
Okay.
'Cause like I've always wanted to write a song, and then I finally did my freshman year when I wasn't even a part of CMAS.
That's right. You were in the engineering.
I was in the engineering class.
I remember that. Yep.
But
I missed the
so-
engineering class. That's a separate conversation. Sorry. More episodes. Somebody should be making a list of all the episodes we can do. But anyway, keep going.
But so like I wrote my first one my freshman year, and I was excited about that. But then I go back to it, and I'm like, this sucks.
But you okay. I refute your premise on so many levels. I think you can't get to the destination if you don't. I mean, I know that sounds so cliche, but you gotta start somewhere, and then you gotta just keep moving.
I know that.
I
But
know-
I
and
feel
I
like
know
I
you know that. We
haven't
talked about it.
gotten anywhere from that.
So I would disagree. I do not think you are even remotely the same musician that you were your freshman year. I can give you even one example off the top of my head right now that I know this to be true. When you were coming in your freshman year, it was actually really cool, and I'm hoping. I know your work schedule now. You know, you've got different obligations and things, but I do distinctly remember you would come in and you would help run lights and you help run sound, and you would also get up and perform, and you would do these songs. And I remember it was very much about just I got up. I did not spontaneously combust. We're calling it a win, right? But I also remember you did struggle, like everybody does, myself included. Especially early on, songwriters struggle sometimes with just structure. What's really my verse? What's really my chorus? And sometimes it's just I got ideas. I'm glad I have ideas. Again, I got up in front of people. Half of you won't even do that. I win, forgetting about what it sounds like, right? We've all been there. The reason I refute your premise about not having gotten anything out of it since or better is even the Nashville stuff, like even as recently as that, even the stuff at the end of last year, your ideas have become, they were always powerful, but they're potent now in a way they weren't. That has changed. You have a different ear now. You hear differently. It's just obvious. Even the way you pick up an instrument and sit down to play looks different. So, sorry, but you're going to have to agree to be wrong. We're going to all agree that you can be wrong. John, right? She's allowed to be wrong. Yes,
Yeah,
we're going to agree
absolutely.
that No, but seriously, I think you have absolutely grown. The interesting thing will be to see what do you do now. I don't want to freak you out, but sometimes what happens with seniors who have been so committed and are so attuned to the bigger picture, when that clock starts ticking about, okay, but now I'm going to graduate. And then you start going, okay, every moment, every single moment, But that's also a good thing. Jay, anything? I mean, your situation, I realize, is a little bit different because of where you're coming from. But is there anything that you're kind of thinking, man, I really just... Because you're also a senior.
Yeah.
You're a child, John. You're just a child.
The young one. But something that's really been on my mind a lot, especially recently going into CMAS, is I don't have any, musical talent in the sense of I can't play an instrument yet. I can't sing yet. The most I have is singing in the shower, and no one wants to hear that.
Okay, you know what I am going to say, though? I love the fact that you qualified it by specifying playing instruments, and then you kept saying yet. No, but that attitude is really all the difference is. We're going to get you on instruments now. That's not even going to be a problem. Not because you just told me, and I'm not going to let you forget that you told me, and I'm going to play this video back every time you tell me you didn't tell me this proof, but because clearly you have instincts, and musical instincts are, I mean, you can ask these two. They've been around long enough, and they know, and they've seen enough stuff. The playing part, I was just actually talking about this in both CMAS 1 classes earlier today. There's like over 70. It's so awesome. But we were talking about this very issue that you can play 1,000 notes a second. Good for you. No one cares. It's about your instincts and your intent. It's obvious you already have that. We just got to figure out how to channel it.
Yeah.
And that's our bigger problem. You know what the bigger thing for you is going to be? I guarantee you it's going to be we're going to get to the end of senior year and go, man, we only had a year. Oh, well, But we got a year. Let's use it. Let's just use it.
I always got more time to practice at home.
Well, there you go. There you go. We got tons of instruments here. All right. I don't know that alarm just went into the mic or not, but that says we got to move on from this segment. But I do want to real quick. It's the same question I'm asking everybody at the end of every segment. I don't even know when this one's going to actually hit the broadcast. I'm assuming it's Friday, but you never know. We're still new at this. This whole podcast thing in this format is brand new. I'm excited about it. But my question is and we can just kind of one at a time. What does it mean to you personally, if you're willing to share, just the 15-second version, so not mine. Sorry. I'm working on it. I'm really trying. Don't make that face.
You're doing it
That
right
face
now.
is hurtful. That I feel targeted. That's not cool. I don't care if it's accurate. No. What's it mean to be creative or to create or just creating something? What's that mean to you? Just what do you think?
I think it means just getting out whatever's in your head and like really communicating what you think is art and what you believe is like what's going on in the world. It's just a way of communication.
Cool.
I'd say like it's a way to get out like what you're passionate about in a way that other people don't necessarily I can't think of the word.
Just
Like,
your own unique approach.
Yeah, like it's your own unique approach. Like other people don't go for it like you do. And so having that is like it's like something unique about you. It's your own creative
that.
side.
I like that. No, I like that a lot. Last but not least.
I have a spin on that. I think of it as fearful. Like I struggle with fearful. I struggle
Okay.
with being creative and trying to make my own things. So putting my neck out there trying to do something that hasn't been done before is scary even. But if you can do it right, it's easy.
That's very interesting. Very cool. Thank you guys for being part of this episode. Okay, so we are here. It's the beginning of the school year. We're on Thursday recording this segment. That's you can move a little closer with it. It's all good. Recording this segment. I'm not even entirely sure when this is broadcasting. I'm going to assume it's broadcasting the day after we're recording it, but at this point, this is the first one we're doing, so who knows? I thought maybe let's have you just real quick go around. Why don't you say who you are, maybe what year you're at Arcadia in the program, maybe if you have a musical priority, if you know what it is. If you don't, that's okay. Just kind of give us a sense of who's in the room with us right now.
We're just gonna go.
Yeah, we'll just go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Wesley, sophomore here at Arcadia. Musical goal, right?
If you want.
Just jamming with friends, making music that we enjoy personally.
I love that.
So,
I'm Cal. I'm a sophomore. This is my second year in CMAS. I'm an artist. I'm in a band. I do some stuff on my own. Hopefully, gonna do some more stuff with other cool people in CMAS this year. So.
Great.
I'm
Also on the varsity football team, which is
Yeah.
fantastic, and also
Yeah, well, I have been.
he was
for,
on
like,
last. He was as a freshman. He was on the varsity football team, which
Yeah,
is
but not really. I
kind
was,
of
like,
awesome. Is that
kind of.
allowed?
Yeah.
Apparently.
It's allowed.
Let's-
Just
you know what?
unprecedented.
You know what we are going to do? He doesn't know it yet. I'm going to be spamming Coach Brown with email invitations to do a segment or multiple segments.
I'll
We'll
talk
talk
to him
about that.
soon.
No, he's great. He will. But anyway, please.
All right.
I love your dry sense of humor.
Okay. I'm Olivia. I'm a senior. And this is my third year in CMAS. I don't know. I want to just be able to make as much music as I can this year.
That's cool. I mean, I know that seems like such a simple thing, but that's actually awesome.
Yeah, 'cause I've kind of failed the past 2 years at doing
So
that.
I don't. Okay, wait. No.
No, I've-
I'm refuting that
I've-
premise. I'm not even gonna let you. No,
Okay.
I'm not. I refute it so much. I won't even let you finish the statement. That's how much I disagree. I think a lot of it is not that. I think a lot of it is highly creative people. It can be difficult. I'd like to think I suffer from this, but I think sometimes for myself it might just be I'm lazy. You're not. I think highly creative people, sometimes it's almost like information or sensory overload.
Yeah.
I don't think in your case it's laziness or inability. I think it's almost like you're so almost and like empathic about it. I really mean this. I really think you are. And I think sometimes it can just overwhelm people. You're not the first student I've had like that, which is why I really believe that's the case. Some people just kind of are. That said, I think it's awesome that you want to kind of counter that this year.
Well, I never said I was lazy.
No, I don't mean
You
it that way,
said
but
it.
I just mean the idea that the implication was is that you weren't doing as much as you could, and all I'm saying is I think it's more just highly creative people. Sometimes it's hard to figure out where to go, especially when you are, frankly, that talented. It's an odd. That would be actually a really good segment conversation too to have separately, but that is something that does happen. The more you explore creativity in a weird way, it can be harder because you start to see more possibilities. You know what I mean?
Write it down on a sticky note. Save it for later.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad. Move a little closer to that
Yeah.
mic if you can. Well, actually, okay, Cal. So let me ask you, because you play a lot of instruments.
A couple, yeah.
You've gotten, I don't want to say more obsessed with bass
Yeah,
recently,
I
but
definitely more obsessed.
because you came in, you were a piano player. At least
Yeah.
that was my impression.
No, I was. I definitely was.
Had you not played any bass before? Was that
No, piano is the only instrument I played when I came into CMAS last year, and I picked it up because I was like, piano isn't really a rock and metal instrument. It's more of like a
Oh, I don't know about that.
like it's like a
False.
classic
could
rock
be a
instrument.
rock
It's like
instrument.
a classic
It
rock
can be.
instrument,
It-
not like a metal instrument. And I was really into Metallica last
Okay,
year.
that type of.
So
okay, I see.
yeah,
okay,
so
yeah,
that's why I
fair
picked
enough.
up
Okay,
bass because
okay.
I was like, this is the kind of music I like. I
Right.
mean, now I like some different artists. I mean, Metallica's still cool. You know, they're a great band, but you know, just my interest has shifted.
Sure.
But I picked up bass, and like my style, it was originally like a lot of heavy stuff. I was never really a fan of tuning down, just because it changes the the structure of it.
Absolutely.
And like playing between the strings. But like a lot of heavy stuff. I still love playing Enter Sandman. You know, great.
doesn't?
Yeah, exactly.
The riff is just too much fun.
But now like my style has kind of shifted. I play more like funk rock, like Red Hot Chili Pepper style, and then also like indie rock, like every indie rock band. Because there's thousands of them.
Have to worry about naming
Yeah.
any.
Just to name a few.
That's
Yeah,
no,
just-
but you know what's cool about that is that you're just kind of like you're approaching it from I think this is cool as opposed to I'm only supposed to do this.
yeah, I mean, I just play what I feel like.
On the other hand, then you run into the thing we were just talking about with Liv, where it's like you start to realize there's so many options, it can become almost like too many options. But
Yeah.
as long as you keep moving, I'm not sure it matters. I'm not sure it matters.
I kind of like adapt on my own. Like if I come up with something better, then I'm like I'm gonna stick with this better thing. But at some point, you know, when something gets recorded, like when I record something, like either here or on my home computer, I'm like, even though this could technically be better, I'm just gonna leave it and use my quote unquote better idea for something else.
That's fair.
So
That's fair. Sometimes it's good to let a thing be whatever it is, knowing. I mean, that's honestly, I've been trying. It's funny, like I'm trying to go over things like assignments and how grading works with the first year students, and you're in there, and I think conceptually most of you are getting it, but I also see the look on your faces when I'm talking about how it's like it's going to be fine. You're going to completely screw up a whole bunch of projects, and it won't kill your grade. And you're like, wait, why? And but it's literally what you just were talking
Yeah.
about, because the idea is you do another one. The idea
Yeah.
is it's not like, I mean, Liv's gotten so sick of me saying it's not a gig or it's not the gig,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
a
gig,
gig.
but it really is. It's not the project, it's a project. And that's a whole separate conversation about the way we teach music and creativity, and not well, you can't teach creativity, but how we harness it. But what about you? What's something we're looking at?
Mostly just guitar and drums.
That's okay.
That's you know
Now we're just getting to know each other. So are we? Like, what's our level of experience? in
level
this?
of. I've been playing guitar for like 2.5 years,
Okay.
and I've been only playing on a drum kit for like. I've been teaching myself for the past couple of months,
Okay.
but
How's it going?
it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Just jamming by myself and with friends. But instruments, man, all the way back to like when I was 5, like
That's cool.
violin, trombone.
Really? How long has it
Some of
been
the-
since you've picked up like a trombone, for example? No
La-
judgment. I'm just curious.
Maybe last year.
Really?
I was in marching band last year.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
I was
okay.
doing the-
Cool,
all the
So you're
percussion.
still up on
I'm-
some of that.
Yeah, not violin though. It's long gone.
Well,
But
you know what? That might come back.
Mhm.
You never know.
maybe in a couple songs. But
Yeah, there you go. Why not?
yeah,
Why
just
not?
trombone, just messing around with it. And
That's cool. That's very cool. I'm glad you're part of things. I really am. Is there anything any of you are I don't want to use the word nervous, but is there anything that you're kind of like, I really feel like this thing hasn't quite landed for me the way I would like it to, or the way I would have hoped it would in the past. And I want to try to specifically, I don't know, prioritize this particular thing over the course of, I don't know, the year, the semester, the month, whatever. I don't know. It just depends on the context. Is there anything, though, that you're like, when you think about the last couple of years musically, that you're like, I specifically want to tackle?
I wanted to learn drums. I did it a little bit in sophomore year, and then I just stopped trying. Cause it, I don't know.
What? No, no, but like, why not?
Well, I didn't want to like practice on the acoustic drums, 'cause then that's loud and everyone can hear.
Ah,
And then also there
that's
was
fair.
never really a consistent electric kit, I think.
Yes, that's true. We've solved that. We have solved that consistency of that electric kit. And we actually installed the, we have this new drum enclosure that's on the soundstage, which, yes, you can still hear, but
Yeah.
massively drops it. I'm actually curious, did you feel rhythmically like you were, I mean, I understand the need to practice and refine it and all that. I'm not disputing that. But did you feel just inherently like when you sat down behind a drum kit, because you already played piano, you already played guitar, you sing.
I didn't really play guitar.
Well, but you've demonstrated
Yeah.
since now. Like, but where I was driving at was, do you feel like rhythmically like that those other instruments kind of helped you? So like you kind of know when you even consider playing drums again, like you have a sense of what you need to do music, even if physically you don't have the coordination yet. And it's okay if the answer is no. I'm just wondering, like, do you feel like you know what has to happen rhythmically to make it work as a drummer?
Yeah, I just think I didn't have much of an opportunity to practice, or there were like always someone else doing it.
Sure. And you were in a ridiculously
Yeah.
large class, which did not help things. And we've worked on. I mean, the fact is we've changed up the layout of the facility this year in particular to address that exact issue. So hopefully that'll work a little bit better. Cal, anything on your end that you're thinking, I really want to specifically this thing?
I want to get better at vocals, but I also don't want to like.
Have I heard you sing yet? I'm not.
I don't
no judgment. I'm
know.
just.
I did like two
At the
live-
beginning of the
two live
year,
streams last year.
but
That's
like
right, you did do a
really
couple
low.
of
The
things.
first one was terrible because I was like a little sick.
You sang
And
a
also
Weekend
had-
song.
What?
I feel like you sang a Weekend song.
That was the second one, and that one was actually not as terrible, but it still sounded bad because I was singing in like 3 octaves down from the original track.
I doubt it was 3 octaves, but I get your
like
point.
2 octaves.
But the wrong key, probably.
No, it wasn't the wrong key. It was still in A minor.
were just
but
going
it was I
way
was
down?
too
Oh.
because my voice is down here, and I was singing a Weekend song who sings like up there.
That's
like, in the
fair. That's
ceiling.
fair. That's okay.
So I want to get better at that, and
Okay.
then I want to get better at bass, just because even though I feel like I can play, I feel like I've not unlocked the full potential of the instrument yet. So that's why I'm trying to play a lot of flea bass lines, because if I can play more complicated
That's
stuff,
fair.
I can play less complicated
There's a
stuff.
theory about instruments and really anything in life, and this may or not apply to you depending on your view of it, but the idea that when you get to the place where you can do everything with it, it's time to stop anyway.
Well,
I
don't know.
I understand as you're starting out, you may not feel the way, but I do think after a while, there's something in that's new and that's interesting.
yeah.
That when you lose those moments, when those moments aren't coming anymore, it's sometimes hard to keep the motivation if it doesn't still creatively excite you.
I mean, I guess that's fair, and that kind of happened with piano, except it didn't because I still love to play it. It's like there's nothing I really want to learn more about the instrument, like piano wise. My style's
But
my
learning,
style.
but learning about it is different than how you let that information manifest.
Yeah.
You still are finding new and interesting things to do with it.
Yeah.
You know.
Because you can do anything. There's any note available.
Yeah.
To you more
And
than any
I
other
mean, I still
instrument,
maintain
so-
every instrument. They're all the same.
Yeah.
They're all fundamentally the same
Well,
thing.
drums
It's
a little bit
it's-
different, but
for me personally, it's how you interface with them.
I guess that's fair. yeah.
Fundamentally, things are either musical or they're not. This is just me. Total separate thing. I'm going to behave myself and not rant away. But to me, they're all the same. It's just how you interface and what works for you and figuring it out. Anything?
Probably the same as Cal in a way, and just getting better at the instrument that I've chosen to play.
Sure.
I feel like if you're content with your skill level, then you're never gonna get better. So I always
That's a good point.
just strive to practice and practice more. And um, in the band that I created with Noah,
I'm excited about that, by the way.
I'm excited about it too. I think we're getting some really good work done.
Cool.
I'm a guitarist first, but
Sure.
I do know a little bit about percussion. So like, you should totally be the drummer, man. And I'm like, I have no drum kit experience at all. I would not be a great fit on drummer. And then I decided to try it out, and it's
See, and that there is the thing. You don't know what you don't know. I know I'm
Yeah.
going back to all these silly Maxwellisms, but it's true. But that's the whole point of it.
Mhm.
You just don't know. If you did it and you were like, I told you, I sound like I'm building a house. This is all okay, but
Mhm.
at least this way you know. And it turned out, no, it was actually cool.
Yeah, you're never gonna know if you don't try something. So that's
Good for you.
kind
I
of
got.
my mindset.
I
going
have.
forward.
I am very excited for whatever's coming from you. I got a feeling it's going to be pretty impressive. Okay, so I don't know, that alarm may not have gone into the mic or not. I'm not sure, but either way, I'm trying to end all of these segments in a similar fashion. So I'm going to ask you just a simple question, your 15, 30-second version of something. When I say to be creative or to go create something or creating in general, like what does that mean to you? Not because I'm saying it. I just mean, what is the idea of being creative? What's that mean to you? We'll just real quick go around. What does it mean to you individually? Either way, whoever wants to start.
I wasn't ready to start.
Okay, I'll start then. It honestly depends on the context. Like, normally if it's something in here, it's like you make something to make something, and you make something because you want to. But if it's on my own, like if I'm, just sitting there playing chess or doing homework, and I'm like, I should go make something, then it's like, I should go make something, and that's what it means. Like,
Okay,
honestly, that's
What's very
kinda hard
odd
to
is I think I
explain.
understand that what you just said.
Yeah.
No, but that's good. That's good. Liv, what do you think?
I mean, when you would tell us like every day, like go make stuff, that I wouldn't really have anything to do, 'cause I don't think I can like go and purposefully like make something, or like, I don't know, it'll just,
Which is fine.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I mean, sometimes I'll like pick up a guitar to like work on something else, and then I'll like hit a wrong note, and then it'll turn into a new thing, and then I get another like 100 recordings added to my voice memos of just like 30 seconds, and like it's called like bum 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 or something.
Right. That's
Um,
cool.
That's relatable. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know, I can't really like force it, which I think is why it's so hard for me to come up with things, 'cause I'll start it and then
And we
it'll
can talk about.
just
I mean,
be like in
there's
an archive.
no. Well, but it might be a matter of just figuring out how to transition the idea and using it as like a library almost of like when
Mhm.
you feel stuck. Because I know, I mean, I've heard too many really amazing things that you have done, but I also get what you're saying, that it's like, yeah, it's great, except when I think about it too hard, and then it's like they all evaporate, and I can't remember
Mhm.
anything, or the ones that I can remember, I'm like, no, we're not using that. It's awful, It just it kind of swells. But it's interesting that you're self-aware enough to be able to recognize the bigger picture of it, which to me says, if there's any, I'm going to air quote problem because I don't think it's actually a problem, but it means all that stuff can be channeled. I really believe that. I think it's actually going to be a really cool senior year for you.
I started writing a song about not being able to write songs, so
How'd that go?
good. I think I'm doing it at the live stream tomorrow.
Sweet. You're not kidding,
Ooh.
are you?
No.
I love that. I'm so okay. Good.
Tomorrow's
Good.
live stream is gonna be awesome.
That's
You
good.
guys
It's going to
should
be
go.
fun. Yeah, that's going to be a
Go.
blast.
Wait, they're gonna see this after the live stream though.
But that's okay.
Yeah, go watch the recording on YouTube.
Yeah. Spoiler
There's a recording
alert.
on
It's like
YouTube.
it's like when they do podcasts for a TV show, and then they
Yeah,
tell you if you
yeah.
haven't watched the show yet,
And then the show's not
stop
out
the
yet.
podcast because
Yeah.
we don't want to give anything
Yeah,
away.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
come back and listen. That'll be like that. That's fine.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
We're both gonna play.
Exactly. It's
And
all good.
I'm gonna drag this guy in, and he's
Oh,
gonna play
brother.
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So, last but not least, creativity, create something. What does it mean?
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as these two. Like, sometimes I get what Cal's saying with saying make something, just different context, But if I'm gonna make something, I really want to like put passion into it and like really like focus on it. But then I get what Liv is saying, that sometimes you mess up and it turns into something different, or you think that sounds good, but not in what I'm trying to make. So you just pocket it and keep it for later, and then forget about it, or you come back. So it's just like a ton of different ideas that you can make a lot out of. But when you're trying to fully focus and try to make one finished product, it's really not like a
Yeah.
good process, I guess. So
I genuinely agree with everything all three of you said, and I think it's actually really awesome that as young musicians, that's how you're looking at it, because that to me says the future's pretty secure. Like that says a lot about you guys. So, hey, thanks for
Politically.
being a part of this segment, guys. Truly, this is fun, and I'm really glad I got a chance to talk to you guys a little bit. We're gonna do more of these. Thanks.
Yep.
look forward.
Peace.